What does a professional solo paint contractor actually keep in his truck? About to find out. Being a professional solo painter, I don't do real big jobs. I do a few rooms here, maybe a whole condo, but I keep everything in my truck that I need for a job except the paint. Like if somebody has an emergency paint job, I have everything in there I need if they have even 8 to 10 foot ceilings. They just need the paint, so I can zoom over there and start painting with what I have in here. We'll take a look at what I use. Got a lot of green tools. I went with Ryobi on that. My 6-foot ladder, I keep up here on the lid. I really don't use it that much. 8-foot ceilings, even 9-foot ceilings, I can reach from the 4-foot ladder I keep down there. But if I have to get up higher, I got my 6-foot ladder up here. I actually attached this light to it so that when it's dark, I can illuminate the back of the truck. So we'll start here. This is super important. This is what I take into the job very first when I walk in. This has everything I need in there to get started. I'll probably do a whole video on just this, but screwdriver to take off cover plates, caulking, spackle, a couple of brushes. So this is very important. First thing to go in, last thing to go out. I keep some rags here, a radio. Very important tool. I didn't have one of these for the longest time. I had one that had a cord on it, but it's a pain in the butt to plug in and move around. So I got a battery operated one last year. I use this a lot. I keep this up here so I can get into the truck. I know a lot of people like to use a van. I get it. I happen to have a truck when I started years ago. So that's what I'm comfortable working out of. And that's what I use now. So here, I have some supplies here. Try to keep a half a dozen tubes of caulk. Keep some oil-based primer in case something needs that. Got my heavier spackles. I use Ready Patch sometimes. I need something tougher than joint compound. I use Rock Hard occasionally. Don't need that very often. Some wood filler, spray primer. Crud cutter is good for cleaning stuff before painting it. Or in the rare circumstance, I get paint on something, I might have to clean it. But usually if I get paint on something, it's really fresh and I can just wipe it off real quick. Liquid deglosser, I use that on trimming doors all the time. You see in all the videos. A few rolls of tape, really don't use a lot of tape, mostly just to hold plastic together. Stapler, I don't use that a whole lot. I do keep a broom and dustpan in here, small hand broom. And the old straw kind for tougher stuff. I keep 4 5-gallon buckets in here. 3 of them are ready to use for paint. Well, all 4 of them are ready for paint. But this one I use mostly as a stool or table. And the special thing about this one is the lip of it is really high compared to all the other buckets I've ever had. So this one's easy to pick up with my thumb and move it around. I know it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you're moving a bucket around a lot, it's nice to be able to grab it right there and scoot it around. And a couple smaller buckets. Keep one of these 2-gallon buckets from the bare ceiling paint, and a sponge for when I need to form some joint compound, clean up some stuff. And I use this smaller bucket with a rag in it or when I need to do caulking. I keep 2 paint poles in here. I use this one the most. So like a 2-foot one. It goes from 2 feet to 4 feet. And this one, when I have some wide open areas, goes from 4 feet to 8 feet. My 4-foot step ladder. Here's where I keep the rollers and a few rolling trays. So I got 3 of these good roller frames. And some of these racks. I keep 2 of these on hand. And I just got a couple new ones of these. I keep these extra rollers. And these are good for rolling outdoors. So I keep a couple of those in there. I got drop cloths here. I have 3 this size. I think they're about 3 feet by 4 feet. So I usually walk in with this in my tool bag, and I'll put 1 or 2 of these on the floor to keep that protected. And I put my tools on there. And then I got 2 runners I keep in here. I think these are about 12 feet long. I just keep 2, move those around. If I need more, I have some stored in another place. For mudding, this is the mud department here. So I have one of these hawks. I just started to use this not even a year ago, but I've been using that. And a few knives, different sizes. Use this one a lot. This goes with the hawk. And this is good for mixing up joint compound powder. And the paint tray, I've had this for years, probably 15 or 20 years I've had this. I can't believe it's not broken yet. Then I have drywall tools in here, so when I do have to put in a little patch, I don't keep sheetrock in here, it's too messy, and I don't need it for most jobs, but when I do have to fill a hole in drywall, I have the tools here. I have a little fan and a heat gun in here. I actually don't use those very often. A light to get things lit up. A fan, I use that a lot to help dry patches. And if I'm in a closet or something, I need something, or a door to dry quick to get another coat on there. Put the fan on it. Got the 5-minute mud here, and I keep 20-minute mud right in here if I need to a little bit longer working time if it's a bigger patch. And here I have more carpentry tools, just wrenches and screwdrivers, hammer. I use this a lot to hammer down the paint lids. As you can see here, just older paint brushes I keep in here as backups. Caulk gun, some mask for when I'm sanding. And here I keep bags. I put I just use these little bags from stores that are all the same size. I put them over the gallon paint can when I'm cutting out of those, if I have to set it down for a little while. And then I keep an assortment of rags in here as well. I always have plastic on hand, use that a lot. Kneeling pad, I started using this last year. I can't stand knee pads, so this thing works great. And then over here I have some just miscellaneous parts, some screws and nails, and some wall anchors. I keep 3 empty gallon cans in here. If I need one to cut paint out of, I have those there. And my drill that I've had for about 14 years. And impact driver I just got last year. These things are great. And I keep that little short garden hose. I think it's about 4 feet long. I've had that for over 20 years. But every once in a while I'm at a house that doesn't have a hose if they're in between tenants or owners. So I have that there, break it out maybe once a year. And I got an extension cord back there. And then also have some furniture sliders. Used to have a lot more of the plastic ones when things were carpeted more, but now there's a lot more hardwood floor, so a lot of those are just the rubber and felt ones. So there you have it. That's what I keep in the truck. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.